Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. You guys, it's time for the October sheet load of cards. This is always so exciting. I'm a part of the Sheetload collaboration team. There's a whole bunch of us here on YouTube and Instagram. Definitely use the hashtag in the title of this video or the playlist listed down below. That's more reliable to see everyone's take on this month's sheet load. I converted it to a 5x7. I mean, y'all know what you're dealing with here when you come to my channel. But I had so much fun doing it. I made some crafty cards. There are special instructions to definitely pay attention to this month here. And I'll tell you, I made very few tweaks to get my 5x7 sheet load. I actually, because this month she used 12x12 paper, I used 12x12 paper, and I didn't need any additional sheets. So I just used 2 sheets of 12x12 paper and just changed the cutting guide on these top 4 pieces. So instead of cutting them at this dimension given on the sheet load, I cut them at 4x6 so that I still got the same number of pieces, but just slightly larger, using all that paper and not having the scraps left over. The bottom portion I'm going to end up using, just as she suggested, as extras for the insides of the cards. I kept this section here all the same. I did not change any of that. So the only dimensions I changed was just for my backgrounds, cutting them to 4x6. I'm going to show you how I did that now, just so that it's extra clear for you. So I took my 2 sheets of patterned paper. This is a really old Stampin' Up! Patterned paper. I'm loving my stash, smashing my stash, and so I wanted to make this. I am doing an in-person workshop here in Central Texas, and this paper pad has been used quite a bit for that. Okay, so I'm cutting by paying attention to the directional paper. I cut these strips to 4x12. Okay, so now I have 3 strips that are 4x12. I'm going to take 2 of those and just cut it at 6 inches. So now I have 4 backgrounds that are 4x6 for my 5x7 card base. Okay, so let's do that again. These are double-sided, so I'm going to pay attention to the direction of my paper, and that will dictate how I cut my 4x12 strips. I take 2 of them and cut them at 6 inches. So now I have another 4, and then I have these 2 sheets left over. Okay, and I'm going to use that for the same, in the same way, but I'm going to cut this 4x12 down to 2x12. Okay, so I'm going to take this 4x12 piece, cut it down to 2x12. I'm going to do that for both of my pieces that I had left over. And now I will cut those to, I believe it was 2¼ I can't remember. You'll have to reference the sheet load. Do you want to know how to get the sheet load? Well, use the link down below to go to Call Me Crafty Al's YouTube channel, and the sheet load is always free. It costs nothing. And so you just need to watch her video. She'll give you instructions on how to get the sheet load, and then you can make it too. There are hashtags at the top of the sheet load where you can share what you make as well. So I only needed to cut this piece. I only needed 1 more set of 2 pieces. So the rest of that I had left over will be for the insides of my cards. Okay, here's an addition that I made. I wanted to mat those background layers for my 5x7 cards. So to 2 8.5x11 sheets of paper. Okay, and right now I'm just kind of playing around, but here, what I'm going to do on the 8.5-inch side, I'm going to cut it to 6¼ So that right there is a scrap. I'm going to turn this on the 11-inch side and cut to 4¼ So one sheet will give you 2 backgrounds. So I'm making 8 cards. I needed 4 sheets of the same colored cardstock. Okay, so on the on the 8.5-inch side, we cut to 6 1/4. Then we rotate the paper and cut to 4 1/4 twice. And that is, just an addition that I made because I did want to mat my background layer. Anytime you're making the sheet load, just try to do all the same parts at the same time. So I usually cut all my paper at the same time. If I'm doing any stamping, then I do all the stamping of my scissors all at once. So I just stack my pieces up because they're already cut and ready to go. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp all the scissors that I need. I had my sentiment on the back of the same block, so I flip it over, I grab the other color, and I'm going to now stamp my sentiments on all these pieces. This just makes the whole process go so much quicker. Really, the hard work is done by Crafty Owl when she does the design and the measurements and all of those things. But this will just make the process go so much quicker. So these are, some fun crafty cards that I made for Happy Mail. And it says, "We are cut out to be friends." This is old Stampin' Up stuff, but, I just can't, when I fall in love with something, I fall in love with something, and it doesn't matter how old it is, right? So it was good in 2021 or 2020 whenever this was made, and it's good now in 2023. I just want to use it up. I want to use what's in my stash. So I encourage you to do the same thing. If you loved it once, I'm sure you'll love it again. I know tastes change, but for me, crafting and crafting themed craft supplies just never go out of style. So these are my cards for this month. I hope you enjoyed the video. That one makes me think of Craft Roulette. Definitely come over to Craft Roulette's YouTube channel, you guys, on October 7th for a very special World Card Making Extravaganza. Thank you so much for spending time here on my channel. Definitely go check out everything that everyone else has made, and I hope you enjoyed this sheet load of cards.